Good evening, everyone. We are live once again for another interesting session, interactive session on Facebook Live. And today we have another very interesting personality, Dr. Vineet Gera. He will be joining us very shortly. And before I talk about him, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm a career acceleration coach, and I run my online program on career acceleration. And we are building that movement. I'm calling it a movement because I want to influence 100,000 working professionals to live up to their potential and lead highly fulfilling and purpose oriented lives. So that is the mission with which I'm working. And in the comments, I'll share the link of my webinar, which I'll be doing tomorrow. And if you have already attended it, get into the program. If you have not yet attended it, sign up for that webinar tomorrow at 11 a.m. Now, Dr. Vineet Gera, he is an author coach, but he did not start his career as an author. He worked in multiple organizations and multiple roles, and events became his passion. And that is what brought him to Hyderabad. And as we always say, that those who come to Hyderabad tend to stay in Hyderabad. And he is also one of them. I'm also one of them, that I came to Hyderabad and decided to stay in Hyderabad. So he's also of similar tribe, I would say, those who come to Hyderabad and start loving this place so much, and they tend to stay here. Author coach. So leaving his last job, he decided that now he has to do something on his own. And what he decided was he wants to enable people to write books. I understood from him and other people who are in the similar space, they say that everyone has a book inside him or her, but for a variety of reasons, they are not able to bring it out. And he is one person who is on a mission to influence and create. What he has written in his introduction, mentions in his introduction, that 5,000 authors by 2021, by end of 2021. And already he has 550 plus people who are working with him to write and finish their books. Already, I think he will say exact number, but 250 books have been published by his guidance. His name appeared in India Book of Records in 2014. I'll be asking him what was the reason that he came into India Book of Records. Even I don't know fully. And he has very interesting thing that he has 10 different templates for writing books. So we'll be asking him about this also. What are those different templates? Obviously, he'll not reveal all the secrets here, but he'll share some aspects of that with us. What are different templates and how do they work? So let us bring him on board and start having a conversation with him. Welcome, Dr. Vineet Gera. Thank you for accepting this request of being in this Facebook Live. And I love to do Facebook Live with people so that I can listen to their stories, and it becomes a kind of collaboration, understanding another person's profession, and at the same time showcasing what we do for people. So it's a very interesting, and this conversation becomes something very interesting and exciting. So once again, thank you for being here. So you call yourself an author coach. So can you elaborate this a little bit for our audience as to what an author coach is, what do they do, and how do they help people? Quickly, if you can share some thoughts on that.
Sure, sir. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. Thanks a lot. And I'm author coach. An author coach is the person who helps people to write and publish their books. There are a lot of people. In fact, the research says 80% of the people have this suppressed desire to write a book. They feel that the day will come when they will write, and they want to see their names on the book. But most of them, they cannot bring it forward.
So this 80% is your market.
Yeah, that's 80% is the market. Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
So it may not be a burning desire, but a desire which is suppressed somewhere,
Right.
right? So I help people to, bring out that desire, work with me, write the book, publish it, and become a published author.
Wow. And how many people have you enabled so far in this?
Presently, I'm working with 579 authors, and
Okay.
99% of them, they are the first time authors,
Uh-huh.
and out of which 263 books are released.
263 books have been released. So I was
Yeah,
close. I was saying 250. So
correct.
uh, 263. And all of them published with you only? You have a
Yes.
publishing name,
Yeah.
label also.
Yeah, I
Gurukull
have my
Publishing.
publishing. Correct.
So, okay, 263. So it's likely to become one of the biggest publishing house the way you are proceeding. And you also mentioned in your intro that you have 10 different templates. So what is a template and how does that help?
Templates are nothing but a methodology to write, a style of
Uh-huh.
writing, right?
Okay.
Most of the people sometime, they are confused that how to channelize the thoughts and how to put it on the paper, right? What should be the
Uh-huh.
flow? Now,
Uh-huh.
these templates help them to, write in a sequential way. The things become easy. For example, let me share one of the templates, which
Uh-huh.
I normally share in my webinars also. It's called
Uh-huh.
FAQ SAQ model, frequently asked questions and should be asked questions.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now, if somebody is writing a self help kind of book, so related to the topic, if he can write all the frequently asked questions and should be asked questions,
Uh-huh.
now answer of all these questions will be his content.
Okay. Okay.
So it's one of the templates,
Uh-huh.
right?
So
So
what are
like
all
that,
the questions that come to this person? And means putting yourself in two roles.
correct,
One is a reader, what kind of questions a reader would have in mind, and answer to those questions becomes the content. And then you put it all together, organize it into chapters, and so on. And that becomes a book. Okay.
correct,
So that's how it goes. Okay.
correct. So
So,
that makes the things easy actually.
right. So, what are other means? If you can just quickly let us know, what are other different templates that you have?
There are so many different templates. I may not be, discussing all because they are all inside the program. But
Right,
just
right.
like, another way could be of doing the interviews,
Ah, okay, okay,
right? You are not writing
okay.
anything, but you are interviewing, let us say, 15 or top 20 people of your industry. They
And
are giving
then,
you the content and you become the author,
right. So, yeah, I got that now.
right?
So,
So,
for that matter, then it can be a combination of different templates that you can put it in one book. Like
correct,
I wrote my book by this first part that you said, FAQs.
correct,
I put that together, and then I also have an interview section. So combining two templates and making it into a book.
correct. And there
So,
are several authors, those who have followed only interview template, and still their
uh-huh.
books are doing pretty good, right?
Okay, okay,
So it's all about, it's not about you. It's
uh-huh.
all about what you want to tell to people,
Right.
right? It could be told by Vikram Duggal, it could be told by somebody else, it is told by
Ah,
somebody else, and I'm just compiling and giving that thought process in front of my readers.
right. Great. So let us start into the structured question. And as I was mentioning to you initially, we'll have this conversation for about 30, 40 minutes, and then we'll have some questions from the audience. So the first question that I have is that you have been into multiple jobs and multiple businesses also. So how did you land up being an author coach?
Okay. When I started writing my first book, I started in 2005 and I was able to complete in 2008. It took me
Ah,
3 long years,
okay. So I
right?
finished it faster, that means.
Oh, yes.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right.
And then finding out a publisher, getting it published was another heavy job.
Uh-huh.
So the entire process took approximately 4 years
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
to see my
Okay.
name on the book as a published author.
Uh,
So then later on, I realized by that time there was hardly any concept of self-publishing. It was only you are dependent on the traditional publishers,
Right.
right? There were no online ISBNs. It was all getting into the line and get your
Oh,
paperwork
okay.
done. So
Okay.
those were the days. So when I realized that I had to face so many things, there may be other set of people also those who are facing same kind of challenge.
Uh-huh.
And
True.
solution to any problem can be a potential business. This is what I always believe in,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
So that's how I tried to make things easy for the people so that they can just come in and finish up their writing work, get it published at a single place and put it online and be present across the world, right?
So it's a kind of end-to-end product that you create for them.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And I understand that you have published 5 books now.
Yeah, my own books are 5 books.
And are they on the same subject or different subjects?
All are on different subjects.
Oh my God. So that means you are such a versatile person that you can write on different subjects. Okay.
Yeah, I wrote one book on event management because when I was working with Ramoji Film City, I was working in events department.
Uh-huh.
So, and I teach also event management. That also is one of my specialities.
Uh-huh.
And one book is related to sales, one book is related to employability skills, and
Uh-huh.
so on. So all are
Ah,
on different things.
okay. And
Yeah.
you got some award also, India Book of Records. Your name is there in that. What is that about?
Yeah. In the year 2013, I wrote a book on event management. At that point of time, I was having my institute also of event management, Gurukul Institute of Event Management. So I wrote a book, and that book was published by a German company, and I became first Indian author on event management subject at international level.
Uh-huh.
So there are not so many books on event management actually in India.
Uh-huh.
So India Book of Records 2014 encrypted my name.
Uh-huh. So
The
how did
first
it go to a German publisher?
through
Any
online sources, and there was one connection. So it's all
Acha,
about
okay.
networking.
Right. Right.
Jay.
So the next question I have is you are a personal branding expert also, and there are multiple things that can be done for creating your personal brand, and being an author is one of them. So can you elaborate on that? How being an author helps in personal branding?
Correct. I would not call myself as a personal branding expert. However, writing a book, publishing a book is one of the parts of personal branding.
Uh-huh.
Personal branding is a big thing. You need to do several different things in personal branding.
Right.
The simple meaning of personal branding is it's your image, how people perceive you. That's what the
Right.
personal brand is, right?
Right.
Now there could be so many different things you do at physical levels like training, workshops, or your presentations, and several things which you do in the digital world. What you are
Uh-huh.
doing on Facebook, what you are doing on LinkedIn, what you are doing on Twitter, and so on.
Right.
So combination of both is putting all together is your personal brand.
Okay.
Writing a book is one part which helps you to shoot your personal brand, take your personal brand to different level immediately.
Uh-huh.
The moment you
Elaborate
tell
on that.
people,
Elaborate on
the
that a little more.
sure, the moment you tell people that you are a published author, you
Uh-huh.
know, it takes you to a different world. The
Right.
moment your book is on Amazon, you become searchable on Google,
Right.
right?
Right.
If your book is being reviewed by some critics, reviewers, they are putting some book review or summary of your book in their blogs. Again, Google gives you a good ranking,
Uh-huh. Okay.
right? So writing a book opens several different doors. I always say purpose of writing a book is not to sell the book and become a bookseller.
So
Do
I'll create a question on what you have just said, but you can complete what you are saying right now.
correct. So I always say that write a book, be in your existing business and profession, use your book as one of your marketing tools.
Uh-huh.
Like we
Okay.
create flyers, like we create visiting cards, like we create our website. book also is one more marketing tool in your toolkit. That's
Right.
how you should use it.
Right. Right. So you just now said that the purpose of a book should not be to sell the book and become a bookseller. It has to be to enhance your image or brand in the marketplace. So if I am investing so much in writing a book, getting it published, all that expense that goes in, and if I don't sell, how do I cover my cost?
Okay. Now let us take example of, for example, you are making some 100 rupees on a book.
Uh-huh.
If you are selling 500 books, you are making 50,000 rupees,
Right.
right?
Right.
But if you are meeting your potential client, and if you get
Right.
one speaking assignment extra, that
Right.
one speaking assignment will give you the, the revenue equivalent to your 500 books.
And the effort is much different in comparison. Selling
Correct.
500 books is a different story, and getting one speaking assignment is a different story.
Correct. And if you get five, then
Ah, right, right. The game changes. Game
right.
changes. So
So the
somewhere I heard this. Okay, you were saying something. Please continue.
so I was saying that we should know how to use the book. That's more
Right,
important as compared to how to sell the book.
right, right, right.
Ji.
So I was told when I wrote my book, I was told two things: that your book will be a door opener, and use your book as a visiting card. So is that something that you are also suggesting here in by leveraging your being an author to get more business into what you already do? Is that what you are suggesting?
Obviously. No, I give you
Right.
one small example.
Uh-huh.
You do a lot of corporate trainings, right?
Right.
And if you find somebody on LinkedIn that he is so and so vice president of learning and development of so and so company, right?
Right.
But other than LinkedIn, you do not have any connection.
Right.
You can, buy your own book from Amazon,
Uh-huh.
send to his address, along
Okay.
with a
Okay.
small letter or a note that this is my gift to you. And for my next book, I would like to interview you.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
What do
So
you
you
feel?
start creating content for your next book also.
Correct. And you will get an appointment. If you're getting an appointment, first question the person will ask, what do you do?
Uh-huh. Right.
Then you start pitching your program. See, it's all
Right.
about it's all about how you use it. That's more
Right.
important.
Right.
That's more important.
Get it. Get it. Getting some lessons for the book that I've already written. Great. So next question that I have is uh, you have coached you're coaching 579 authors right now and 263 already published. So share one or two stories about the success, or how fast were they able to write and what all happened in their life after they have written the book through you. One or two success stories there.
Not one or two, sir. I can share hundreds.
Okay.
Every
So now,
every
but
author.
now I am saying, please share one or two only. Otherwise, we'll have to create another book for sharing these experiences also.
Correct. Today itself, I have finished one of my interview for Hall of Fame. The boy is only 13 years old.
Oh, okay.
And in his small book, he's talking about law of attraction. He's talking about success. He's talking about failures. He's talking about mindset. He's talking about so many different things,
Uh-huh.
right?
Just 13 years of age.
Just 13 years of age.
Uh-huh.
Now we can very well imagine that how much potential that boy has, all
Right.
right? And
Right.
he's very clear about his goal. He wants to become a coach and he would like to help people in near future,
Uh, Uh-huh. Obviously, right. Right.
right?
Okay.
So parents always proud, school always proud, right?
Showcasing them.
Showcasing that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Right. Right.
So like that, I have more than 20, 25 young authors in my community. Those who are less
Uh-huh.
than 20 years of age,
Uh-huh.
right? And mostly I have trainers and coaches, consultants, doctors.
Uh-huh.
So each and every story is always a success story because most of them, it was something like, years are gone and months are gone. They were just thinking that they will do something. But once they get into the action, just 1 month or 2 months, they are done with everything.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And
So
then they
since you
feel
have just mentioned 1 month or 2 months, so what is the fastest time in which someone has published a book with you?
3.5 days.
3.5 days.
3.5 days.
Can you tell means how was it possible? 3.5 days.
Yeah, it's possible. See, anything and everything is possible.
Right, right, right.
Sir, in order to write a 100-page book, we need only 20,000 words.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Actually, that's the basic calculation, right?
Okay.
Now, if I'm able to speak, because I always advise them to speak and type, don't type with the
Uh,
keyboard, right?
right,
So even if they are getting, 100 words per minute speed, in 1 hour itself, they can type 6,000 words.
right,
4 hours, they can complete 24,000 words. And then they can spend 2 days in the editing time. Full dedication, if you give,
uh-huh.
it's actually less than a week's job.
So you are actually making it sound that 3.5 days is also a little too much of time to write a book. It should be done in if you bring in editing and other formatting, etc., obviously it will take a little more time. But what you are telling us is that rather than spending thinking for years together that I have to write a book, one day I'll write a book, just get into the job and get done with it.
Correct.
Right? So that's what you are suggesting.
Yeah, that lady registered with me 3.5 days. She submitted me the manuscript. I took approximately 10 days. Within 15 days, she was having a book in hand. That's it.
Okay, okay. And how was her feeling, and how elated, excited was she when she really within 15 days? And how long was she waiting to write a book earlier?
It was her third book with me in a short
Okay,
span of 3 months. But
okay, okay.
before that, it was long years,
Uh-huh.
right? And when we did the launch, she had tears in her eyes. She gave me a shawl and she gave me a
Okay,
small memento of Ganesh ji writing.
okay.
So it's a
All
altogether
right,
different feeling. Writing a book, it gives you more sense of accomplishment. You have
right,
done something in your life, right?
right,
Even if you are not there in this planet, your thoughts, your wisdom, your knowledge is still there.
right. And that is the reason, in fact, in the beginning, I was saying that, and you also validated when you shared that number that 80% of people are not even able to come down to writing. They want to, but they are not able to do that. So, what I am saying here, adding to what you are saying, ki everyone has a book inside. Everyone has their own life experiences, their own knowledge, wisdom, experiences, and all that must get passed on to the next generations. And that will be possible only when you are able to create a book, or means whether it is an ebook today in the environment that we are living in today. Internet is a platform where you can make every wisdom that you have available to others, but it also has to be in a very structured format, and book is the easiest thing to do. Right, so great what you shared. So, tell us a little more about personal branding, since the topic that we have chosen is personal branding. Now, specific question that I'm asking is that I am a career acceleration coach, and I interact with employees of companies. Companies can be MNCs, and companies can be manufacturing sector, small companies, SMEs. I interact with those people. So, is it important for employees also to brand themselves, and how shall they go about it?
Great. Good question. Sometimes employees feel that personal branding is a term which is meant for the people, those who are entrepreneurs.
Right.
But actually, if I look deep inside, employee is also a trader. He's
Uh-huh.
trading his time, his skills to an
Uh-huh.
employer. In turn, he's getting salary, right?
Right. True.
The only thing what he's not doing, what an entrepreneur does, is the risk taking. That's it.
Right.
Rest all he is doing the same thing. He's applying his mind, knowledge, skills, time, everything, and he's trading for that. Right?
Uh-huh.
Now, employee, let us say the best platform for is the LinkedIn, right? To showcase
Uh-huh.
their profiles and
Okay.
talents. So, what kind of posts they are putting there? What kind of engagement is happening there? What kind of connections they have? This everything nowadays it's a new trend hiring on through LinkedIn,
Right. It is.
right?
Right.
So that should be their prime focus to create their personal brand.
Right.
Correct. Whatever certifications they have, whatever awards they have, what kind of posts they are even liking, that also
Uh-huh.
matters,
Right. Right.
right? So it is for everybody. You cannot escape whether you are an employee or an entrepreneur. Personal branding is something which you need to do. You must do.
So can I put another word for what you are saying when we are talking about personal branding? It increases your visibility in the marketplace.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, great. Now, another question that comes to my mind is there are platforms, physical platform available where we are talking about publishing a book. That's a physical world. And then there is a digital platform. If I have to choose between the two, how shall I make a choice there? Which platform shall I choose, the physical space or the digital space? And what all can I do on both the places?
Correct. Both are important, sir. Both are important, and both complement each other.
Uh-huh.
They
Okay.
do not contradict, they are not different, they
Uh-huh.
complement each other, right?
Okay.
If I'm doing a training in a banquet hall in a five-star hotel, I can give that look, touch, feel, that energy, right? Wherein
Uh-huh.
if I take that training onto digital platform, yes, I can have an advantage of not having any overheads, not having anything, but I can reach to multiple cities at a single shot,
Right.
right? I
Right.
can have participants from different countries in a single shot.
Right.
So
Right.
everything has got its own advantage. But
Uh-huh.
having said that, in the digital world, look, touch, feel, these three things cannot come for sure,
Ah, right.
right?
Right.
If I want to gift something to Vikram Duggal, and if I
Uh-huh.
give a PDF file, will be little different as
Right.
compared to if I gift a physical book.
Right. True.
So that's
True.
the only difference, which was there, which is there, which will always remain there,
Right. And
right?
people have a very different kind of experience when they are like any book. If you touch and feel, it will give a very, very different kind of experience to you in comparison to if you say go to that link and click that link and you'll be able to find the wealth of information. So I am increasing the number of steps for that person to reach that space. And then also that this person will have to have many other resources to make it happen for him. So that is where the physical things, as you are saying, I'm just reconfirming or saying it once again that it has always been there, it will remain there, and it's going to continue. So that physical book, in fact, I cannot read a book on a digital platform. It's very difficult for me. I need a physical book to actually read that. I want to underline something. I want to mark something, and that is the way I like to read. So what you're saying is they have to complement each other and they need to go together, right? So uh, one more question. It's a very generic question, and we have answered partly in our earlier conversation, but I'm asking it specifically. Who can be an author?
Okay.
And
There are,
give a little elaborate reply to this question.
sure, certainly. There are a lot of people in the market, those who will say anybody can write a book, anybody can become an author, but it's not true.
Uh-huh.
There are three things which are required to become an author. Number one is the discipline. If you are
Uh-huh.
not
Right.
a disciplined writer, you cannot write a book.
Uh-huh.
Writers write every day.
Uh-huh.
Let it be a 30-minute, 20-minute, 10-minute, or 5-minute discipline, even.
Uh-huh.
That works.
That
But
works. Okay.
but writing 20 pages and then taking a break of 1 week and then writing another 10 pages, taking a break of 15 weeks, you spend years, your book will never complete.
Uh-huh.
Right? So, to write a book, number one
First
thing is the
is
discipline.
discipline. Okay.
Right? Second thing is commitment.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And self commitments are easiest to break.
Uh-huh. Right. Right. True.
Right?
True. I've done it many times.
Everybody
Right.
does that.
Right.
We
Right.
put up alarm for 5 o'clock that tomorrow morning I need to go to yoga, and
Right.
then you are not answerable to anybody.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So commitment is also very important. Now, whom should you commit this?
Uh-huh.
There should be third person, third party, not yourself.
Right.
It could be your mentor, it could be your wife, it could be your son or daughter or anybody. Commit to somebody
Ah,
that yes, I'm going to do this.
other than you.
Yes, other than yourself.
Right.
Right? And third thing, what I feel is the investment. It's time investment as well as money investment.
Right.
You need to
I
invest your
think
time.
that is the easiest part, time investment and money investment. That is the easiest part. The challenging parts are discipline and commitment. So,
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
right. So, I remember I am actually complimenting what you just said, that self commitment is easiest to break. I know for sure that we are very good at giving excuses to ourselves.
Correct.
And we are able to convince ourselves, oh, I had these XYZ reasons for not getting up today, morning, yoga, whatever. So they are the easiest, and we buy into our own excuses, and it does not take us anywhere. So I personally believe that discipline and commitment are much more important than the money. Money will come and go, and you can figure out how much investment is required, and you can start apportioning that money for publishing your book. And if you look at it, Dr. Gera, can you help us understand from employees' perspective, that you just mentioned two words, discipline and commitment, which are ingrained characteristics of a person. So, from employee perspective, I'm asking you, how important are these to grow in a career, and can they be developed?
Oh, yes, certainly. And these are two things, whether you are an entrepreneur, author, or employee, these two things are, one of the major chunk out of the complete traits, which are
Uh-huh.
always
Uh-huh.
required,
Right.
right? You must be disciplined in doing your things,
Right.
right? You must be disciplined in the given tasks.
Uh-huh.
You must be disciplined in whatever you feel like a target for yourself,
Right.
right?
Right.
And same is for the commitment. You should be
Right.
committed to your family, committed to your organization, committed to your profession, what you are doing. You must do justice ethically, and that integrity should be there.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Honestly, you need to do all these things.
So, second part of the question is, can they be developed, and how shall a person go about developing these?
Okay. Two ways to develop. One is the self development. Second is take the help of mentor. If you do
Uh-huh.
it, develop it yourself, there may be a longer curve of learning. But if
Uh-huh.
you take help of a mentor, your journey will be small,
Uh-huh.
right?
So,
Because learning
right.
from
Continue,
others'
continue.
experience is the easiest thing what you can adopt and develop.
Uh-huh.
If you have already seen that if I put my finger in the fire, it burns, I need not test it.
Uh-huh.
You are
Right.
my mentor, you are saying it, and I can just, trust it and adopt it. That yes,
Right.
I need not touch the fire.
Right.
So my
Right.
learning curve will be small.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Right. So, you moved from a job situation to being an entrepreneur. Which one was better, being in a job or being an entrepreneur? What has been more fulfilling for you?
More fulfilling for me is the entrepreneurship,
Uh-huh.
because today I am doing what I always wanted to do,
Uh-huh.
and it's very much satisfying. I get a lot of blessings from people once they have their book in their hand,
Right.
It's like dream come true for them, right?
Right.
And journey was not easy, shifting from employment to, because once you are in the employment, you are just like Adam Khor Sher, khoon laga hua hota hai. Every month that flower of salary will come and you
Right.
will
Right.
enjoy that flower.
Right.
But in entrepreneurship, it's all ups and downs, right?
Right.
So but mentally you should be prepared for that, and there is a process to get into it,
Right.
right?
Right.
But to me, straightforward answer, I'm enjoying my entrepreneurship. I'm enjoying my
Uh,
life.
So, how much time did it take for you after you quit your last job for to come to terms with being an entrepreneur and being happy with it? How much time did it take for you?
7 years. Out of 7 years, 5 years entrepreneurship, 2 years again job. I
Acha,
had
okay.
two innings of jobs.
Right, right, right,
One
right.
inning was 2001 to 2010. Then 2010 to 15, I was entrepreneurship.
Ha ha
Then
ha.
15 to November 2018, again I was in the job.
Ha
And
ha.
November 2018 till now, again back to entrepreneurship.
Okay, okay. So after those 5 years, you had some reasons for coming back into job, and then
Yeah,
how was, yeah.
okay. Uh, Initial 4 years, everything was good, everything was great. Last 1 year was not doing good. So, but I never say no to anything, whatever is coming, and just
Right,
overcome that situation. So
right,
that
right,
was the demanding time wherein, I had to get into the job. But
right.
parallelly, I was working on my business,
Ha
and
ha ha.
everybody knew in my organization that
That
the day
both
will come
things are
when you will
happening
quit.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So parallelly, I was working on it. When everything settled, I switched it off.
Okay. Very interesting story that uh, you were into multiple jobs, and entrepreneurship also is not one entrepreneurship that you have done. You have done multiple entrepreneurship experiences. And tell us, Dr. Vineet, what are the three most important lessons that you have learned in your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay. Number one is, do not be afraid of doing the experiments.
Uh-huh.
Keep on doing the experiments.
Okay.
Every day is a new day. Every day will throw some or the other challenge to you. Do experiment. Try to find out, your
Uh-huh.
way out of it. Second is, your mindset should be always solution oriented, not the
Uh-huh.
problem oriented. Problems
Okay.
will always come. Some
Right.
government policy will change, something like this corona. It was a huge change for everybody, right?
Right. Right.
But always your mind should talk about the solution. You should be
Right.
sankat mochak. I call myself sankat mochak.
Right. Right. Right.
So whenever there is a problem, I try to find out, what can be the probable solution for that,
Right. Right.
right? Problems are always there, but if
They
you
will be
focus
right.
on the solution probabilities, what else can be done, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's not that I always get success. I fail
Right.
also,
Right.
right? That's a
Right.
part and parcel. But
Uh,
yes, our mind should tell that yes, there can be a solution to it. If there is a
okay.
lock, there will be a key,
Right. 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 Right.
right? भगवान ने
So,
समस्या
as
बनाई
they
है.
typically say, I'm reminded of a quotation here that there is no lock which is made without a key.
Correct.
So, if problem is a lock, there has to be solution somewhere in existence. We just need to search a little bit. And the third
Correct.
thing,
Third thing is, do not, feel ashamed even if you need to take a step back. आप
right,
आगे बढ़ रहे हो बहुत अच्छी बात है.
uh-huh,
If you feel like that this is the time I should go one step back or two
uh-huh,
steps back, don't feel ashamed.
right,
There are a lot of people, those who feel like, ab to, I cannot go back and do the things,
right, right, right,
right? So if time demands that, now you need to do cost cutting, go ahead and do
uh-huh,
work on that, right?
right,
If time demands that now you should slow down your speed in this particular area and try to explore another,
right,
take two steps back and start working on that,
right,
right?
right.
So
So this
these
is
are
the way to means as again I'm reminded of a way to analogy. if the arrow has to be shot, you have to pull yourself back. The string
Correct.
has to be pulled back, and only then you can shoot it.
Correct.
So that's what perhaps you are suggesting for an entrepreneur. There are times that you have to uh, trace your step back, because typically you need to review the whole situation, get into grips with everything that is happening at the moment, rather than continuing to walk aimlessly, being confused, create even more chaos. So it's good to take steps back and then continue the journey. Great. Important,
Correct.
three important lessons that you have shared. I'm sure audience would have liked it. Now, audience, we are opening it up to you to ask questions. So please share your questions in the comment box, and I'll be happy to throw them to, not throw them literally, but uh, share with Dr. Vineet and get his perspective on your questions. So please share your questions in the comment box. I am looking at my mobile for the comments. So let's see who is the first one to ask a question. So till the time we get the first question in the chat box, Dr. Vineet Gera. So tell us about your doctor also. Are you a medical doctor, or what kind of doctor are you?
Okay, I'm not a medical doctor. My PhD is not academic PhD. Uh,
Okay.
as I told you, my name was encrypted in India Book of Records. On the
Uh-huh.
basis of that, World Record University gave me honorary PhD. So my PhD is not academic one; it's an honorary one.
Okay, okay. But
Yeah,
still, the doctor gives you quite a bit of weightage
correct.
to your name. It adds to your brand.
Brand, correct.
Right. So to for personal branding, this is another thing a person can work on. Get into some kind of
Correct.
record creation, and you will have an honorary degree, and that'll add to
Correct.
your name. Great, interesting. I did not know that. Okay,
Ji.
tell
In
us
fact,
this. Yeah,
please,
you were
please.
saying something. You're saying
In
something.
fact, not only for the records, but the certifications also attending the. See, the moment somebody is stopping investment in his own self, he
Uh-huh.
cannot develop the brand for sure, whether he
Absolutely.
is into a
I
job
fully
or
agree with
business.
that. I fully agree with that.
So, investment in the learning is something which must be a continuous process for anybody, everybody at any age, in any business, any profession,
Uh-huh.
right? So that's how you can develop your personal brand over a period of time, and it's
Right.
not an overnight thing. You need
Right,
to
right, right.
continuously work on that.
Right, 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 right. So even as audience are waiting to share their questions with us, I'm asking you another question, because I know that part of your personality. So you'll have to explain that to our audience a little bit. I understand that you are very fascinated with music.
Hmm.
So what kind of music do you like, and how do you continue to stay connected with music? What all do you do in that space?
Okay. Uh, I love music right from the starting, and I'm blessed with it. I always say, because I do not have any formal training in the music, but I play melodica, I play flute, I play keyboard, and it's
Oh,
all God
okay,
gifted. Yeah,
okay, okay.
and
All right.
the kind of music what I like from the bottom of my heart is the ghazals and
Uh-huh.
old songs, the retro.
Okay, okay,
And
okay.
my style of working is I always keep my Bluetooth speaker with me. There is a
Uh-huh.
special mobile which is connected with it,
Uh-huh.
and listening to music only I can work. So
Okay,
other
okay.
than the interviews and interaction, the
Right, right,
speaker
right,
you will always find on. And I
right.
sleep with music also.
Okay, okay, okay.
There is another speaker which
Uh-huh.
is people may laugh on it, but that's what I do. When I put up my ghazal stations, and my speaker will be on, and morning also with the music, and
You
sleeping
get
also
up
with
with
music.
music. You shared another interesting thing, Dr. Vineet. In fact, why I am bringing it up in this conversation, because this may uh, help someone in the audience to resolve the challenge that current world is facing, and that is exposure to social media, WhatsApp, and all these notifications and everything that keeps on coming and taking our attention away. And in one of the conversations, you had mentioned that you have a specific way to deal with it.
Hmm.
So, can you tell the audience who are listening to you as to what do you do and how comfortable the world around you is with this habit of yours?
Okay. Uh, I always believe that the time must be utilized in a maximum productive manner,
Uh-huh.
because this is a very limited resource with us. Nobody
Uh-huh.
is blessed with 25 hours a day, right?
Right.
Now, no doubt we cannot escape from social media. No doubt we cannot escape from Facebook, WhatsApp, and all. It's a part of our business, right?
Right.
But if we utilize all these things in a special manner, we can actually cut down on non-value adding time what we
Right.
have throughout the day. One rule in my home which I implemented, which is not being implemented now, but earlier I used to implement, it's called golden basket rule.
Uh-huh. Okay.
There is a golden basket.
Uh-huh.
Whenever any friend of mine is visiting my house,
Uh-huh.
first thing what they need to do is put their mobile phone in the golden basket and put it on charging.
Uh-huh. Okay.
They will not take the calls.
Uh-huh.
We also put our phone in the golden basket. We'll talk,
Okay.
we'll
That's
have a
interesting.
tea, we'll have,
Ah,
lunch, but we'll
right.
not look at our phones till that
Right.
1 hour or 2 hours,
Right.
right?
Right.
Even in my personal life, what I do is once I go home, I put my phone on flight mode.
Right.
I do not talk until and unless it is not so very important.
And that
And
has to be originated by you, not the other person, obviously. Since
correct,
it's in a flight mode, other person will not be able to reach you anyway. So if it's
correct,
important for you, then you will uh, come to the regular mode and have that conversation, and then again go to the flight mode.
correct. In the
Okay.
morning, 5:20, I get up and I
Uh-huh.
switch on my phone. So that's my
Okay.
timing for my phone. Earlier, I used to, keep my even laptop in the office, but because I have a morning session, so that's
Uh-huh.
the reason I'm taking my laptop with me at house.
Uh-huh.
But otherwise, I strongly believe that once you are with the family, you should be with the family. Once you
Right.
are on the work, you should be on the work,
Right. Right. Right.
right?
Why means mix things up and
या
right.
अगर घर जाके भी काम करना है तो फिर जाने की जरूरत नहीं है ना, फिर काम ही कर लो वापस जाके.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So this is actually I'm getting some insight for myself also. I've started putting some discipline in usage of social media myself, and it's working out well. But I think a little more. I think I can walk based on what you have shared. I think it'll help me. As it is, I'm not getting too many calls, so not bothered by the world. I don't have 263 uh, authors with me, so I don't have that kind of pressure. But at the same time, I think a little more can be done by me also in this perspective. Great.
My father told
So,
me very good thing when I was,
so just a minute, just a minute.
yeah,
There is
please.
an audience who has said that I'm going to adopt this golden basket rule for my household too. So
Good.
this is a question that I asked and it has helped someone. So thanks for that compliment and I've passed it on to Dr. Vinny. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. My father told me one very good thing, and this is all is the result of that. He
Uh-huh.
says कि अगर आप सुबह 7 बजे दुकान खोलते हो तो कस्टमर 7 बजे से आना शुरू हो जाएंगे.
Right.
बट अगर आप 8 बजे खोलते हो तो 8 बजे से आना शुरू हो जाएंगे.
Right.
Right? So the way you are putting habit to your clients, they
They
will
will
be
follow that
following
only.
that.
Na? They'll align to, for example, a doctor says, I come at 11 o'clock, so patients will line up at 11 o'clock only.
Correct.
So this is an announcement you are giving to the world that I am available from such and such time.
Yes.
So I think that's something very interesting that you're saying. Thanks for that. And we do not have any questions today. It seems that the way you have elaborated on all the conversations that we have had, audience got their answers within themselves, like the golden basket rule that you talked about. So thank you very much, Dr. Vineet. It was very enriching conversation. I'll definitely watch this once again. And as I shared with you, this will go on YouTube on my channel, and I'll share the link with you. You can put it up on your channel the way you wish to, and let us continue to spread positivity into the world around us with our own experiences. And if I had this conversation that I'm having, I think I'll take your help someday to collate all these conversations and publish one book with you.
Sure,
Right.
sure. Certainly, certainly, certainly.
The
Thank you.
last
Thank you so much, sir.
the last question that I'm asking you, I always ask this question, and with that I close. One will be your final message, and the question is, you can build that into your final message also. The question is, what inspires you?
Good question. And let me take it as a closing remark as well.
Yes.
Right. What inspires me is the energy from the people around.
Uh-huh.
Energy from the people around. And it all depends upon you, what kind of people you want to attract around.
Right. True.
Right.
True.
So,
True.
so it's a circle,
It's a
right?
circle. Right.
It's a circle. So always keep a positive bent of mind. Always you will attract positivity. It's law of nature. You sow one, you know, seed of wheat and you get multiple,
True. True. True.
right? So if you respect somebody, he will respect you 10 times and it comes back to you. If you
Right.
spread happiness, you will get multiplication and it comes back to you.
True.
And same is
Absolutely.
true for, vice versa as well. If you abuse somebody, he will abuse you 10 times. Right.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
what inspires me is the people around. What inspires me is the community around.
Right. Right.
And I'm
Great.
full of the positive people around me, and that's what keeps me going on.
Awesome. 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 So the message that comes across is decide who is around you, because that's going to have a great influence on you. Thank you, Dr.
Sure.
Vineet, once again. And thank you, audience, for listening to us for almost 52 minutes. We have been live, and you are there all along and participated through your comments and conversations. Great. Once again, thank you, Dr. Vineet, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Bye bye.